Hey and welcome to Neverwinter with Aragon. So last Thursday with Thanksgivings, we got an upgrade to the character boost pack. The pack which allows you to immediately get to the maximum level of 20 along with a big boost to your item level. This pack will get you to 50,000 item level, which is just over halfway to the maximum. And well, we can see all the contents it's going to give us, but not exactly the details. Like, what really is that gear going to be? Is it of any use? Does it really get you to 50,000 item level? Is it worth to buy? Let's say I'm stuck at 30,000 item level. Would this be worth it at only 3,500 Zen? Based upon the artifacts, the Insignias, the mounts, companions, enchantments. Will it give me a boost? Versus, say, buying those things from the auction house at potentially a lot more expensive. Before we get started, keep in mind that this pack can also be purchased from the auction house. People can buy the pack off the Zen market, they can sell it, and you can get it for as little as 5 million Astral Diamonds currently. May very well go down in price, but may very well go up in price as well. Just be aware. But towards the end of the video, we'll check how much is it actually worth when we consider all the items it gives us. So we've got this pack and we are a fresh level 2 character, and when we're going to go and open it, it's going to give us all those items and automatically level us up to 20. Ta-da! We are now maximum level 20. We can choose our Aragon path and we have everything unlocked. And then we can see all the items it's given us in our inventory right there. We're going to expand this. It's also given us a bag, which we can automatically equip here. It's got 72 slots, so more than double your inventory space. And from there, we can check out the other items and packs we've been given. So first of all, the gear. This gear is the Pride of Neverwinter gear. You do get the antique weapons here, along with some Pride of Neverwinter rings and shirt and pants. So once that's all there, let's have a look on our character sheet. So the headpiece here, 1,800 item level, and yeah, okay, it is not an upgrade from the glory gear. Exact same bonuses, just has higher item level. That's kind of sad. The armor bonus also pretty terrible. So this gear you're pretty much just using for the item level, and you'll want to get new gear pretty quickly. The weapons, again, antique ones here, they're nothing special, and you can get them within the Dragonbone Vale just by digging up treasure. You get the boots there. So all this gear will give a decent amount of item level, 1,800, plus we're getting a set of rings here. Those rings also not being anything special, with just having 3% to daily and 3% more damage when your stamina is over 75%. That is not such a bad ring, to be honest. And then the shirt and pants, also the Pride of Neverwinter. What bonuses do they have? When you critically strike, you reduce your cooldowns. Not too bad. And when you critically strike, you gain action points. Not bad either. But that puts us to 22,000 item level just with the gear alone. And again, you can get much better gear than this just by playing the game, doing like your random queues, getting these seals, and then spending those seals to get seals gear from this trader. You can get Seals of the Dragon for your skirmish and dungeon queue, and it's got pretty decent options here. So the gear kind of sucks. You will not get the pack for this gear, if I'm honest. We'll just put our old gear down here. And with that, we have the artifact pack. So opening this gives us 4 artifacts on legendary, and then the neck and waist piece there. So close that, and we can put the neck here, and then we can put the waist here. All of these items are bound to your account when you obtain them, so you can transfer them to other characters before equipping them, at least with this artifact stuff. And you will see in the store, when you do want to go buy that pack, it does give you the warning. They will provide you the account bound items, all bound. Nothing of this are you selling. It's all for personal use. You don't have to use it on the character you obtain it on. You can transfer it via the shared bank. But if you do go and equip it, well, they do become bound. So you'll have the Mythalar Fragment, Draconic Essence, and then the Repurposed Phylactery and the Dragonbone Wand. Again, you can use the Dragonbone Wand for multi-target damage, it's pretty decent. And you can use the Mythalar Fragment for single target damage buff. It's pretty good, especially for the team. And then you could use the Phylactery if you need some extra heals. It's pretty good. And this Draconic Essence is not going to do much. So that gets us to like just over 28,000 item level with those pieces. You now do have an artifact set here, which is going to give 1.5% defense and 1.5% critical strike. You'll want to work towards getting much better options, but it's at least a decent amount of item level for now. Then you have the pack of the companions. So this is going to give you a pseudo dragon, a Batiri, a wayward wizard, a faithful initiate, and a wolf. This wolf being actually pretty high value since it's very rare in the game. You will see it selling for over 4 million. Again, you will not be selling anything from this pack. It's all bound. Exactly that wolf as well. Bound to account. You can move it to other characters, but no selling it. No actually making any use of that price of it here. But if you did want the wolf, this pack is an option. And you only really want the wolf for healers, to be honest, for the crit severity in offense or utility. So you'll go and equip all of those companions, binding them, automatically gaining their bonuses. The Batiri is a decent option there as well. All of them are okay. You check your companions page here, and you'll want to summon the pseudo dragon. Pretty good single target damage companion, one of the best there. As a damage dealer, you'll probably want something other than counter attack. You'll want like acute senses, and basically want to go for your stats that you need to prioritize based on your role here. And then you get all these other companion bonuses automatically slotted in here. We don't have any other options, so they're all automatically put here, which is not too bad for a damage dealer with damage against bosses for the Batiri. Otherwise, you'll definitely want to get upgrades from these at some point. But that puts us at 32,000 item level. From there, we open the Pride of Neverwinter Mounts pack. This gives us the legendary Tenor's Exploding Disc, Tiger Striped Owlbear, Elite Shadow Wolf, Howler, and a Stick Pony mount choice pack. So you'll go and equip those as well. Again, they're all bound to your account. No trading these. Equip them all. You'll want to make your selection here, whichever one you want. And we'll just go with, sure, why not this one? To go and bind that too. Now you go to your mount section, and it should have automatically, if you equipped your Tenor's first, the highest item level bonuses that you can get from the Tenor's. So that's the Tenor's transformation. You could take Tunnel Vision instead. I would recommend it. You would get a little bit lower item level, but it's a decently high magnitude attack, and I believe it comes from the Owlbear. Again, we're just going to look for the highest item level for now, not ideal, and just use this, plus the rapid accuracy. That gives us that 2,280 item level with then those mounts in our stable. Again, we have no other mounts to be able to swap those out. So that's all we have. And that gives us like 14% bolster, gets us to 34,000 item level. The next thing we want to do is open the Pride of Neverwinter Insignia pack. It gives us 5 legendary insignias, that's pretty decent value, and then 15 epic insignias, 3 of each type. You again go to your mounts stable here, and you'll want to slot them in. So here we'll just stick in Enlightened, and then we can choose. You can look in the insignia bonus list, and you can see that this mount can give us all these options. Would recommend Gladiator's Guile if you're doing questing and want to get that additional movement speed. It's very useful there. But this mount would give us, let's say, Artificer's Persuasion is also a pretty good option. We'll take that. The Shadow Wolf will give us, I guess we could get Oppressive Reprieve from it. It's okay for the heal. The Howler, no choice. You get Cavalry's Warning. And the Stick Pony, Warlord's Inspiration, Combatant's Maneuver, Protector's Camaraderie. We'll go Warlord's Inspiration to give our companion a little bit more damage. And that would be your entire setup. You'll be left with a bunch of insignias left over. You aren't going to be able to sell these. I would not recommend upgrading any of these that you just obtained. Convert them all to powder and work on getting better ones, because when you upgrade a bound insignia, it will remain bound. So that puts our item level to 36,000. Still a bit to go. We get the next pack, and this one is Enchantments. You do get some overloads, whatever, they'll expire at some point. And then you get these enchantments. You get 2 epic ones here, a choice of one of them. So you basically get 3 epic enchantments. You get a bunch of blue enchantments here and 2 green ones. And you get a choice of bonus and also combat enchantment. So we go to our enchantments page here and we slot them in. So we're DPS, we want offensive stats, so we'll want some power. So the garnet's good, the jade, and we do have the choice pack, so let's choose one from here. Probably just go with another garnet, maybe. No, just go with, again, it would depend. If you want to play as healer and tank, I would recommend jades, garnets, probably cobalts. But here we'll go with the extra power from another garnet. Throw that in there, throw another blue garnet in there, and then just throw all these into defense. You can throw in one garnet actually into utility. Have a jade here, uncommon and uncommon. And then we can put the overloads in here if we wanted to. I don't recommend it. And then the bonus enchantment we need to choose from this pack. So this one is a combat enchantment. It just gives you the choice of the older ones, which is kind of sad. So I would generally just go with Soul Shield. Again, you will not want to upgrade these unless you plan on converting them to be account wide, which is what I have done, which means basically you go to your claims valuable here and you'll be able to trade in a mythic enchantment to then be able to claim back a mythic enchantment on all your characters, 1 for 1 like that. It just means you can have then a full set of mythic enchantments on every single character. They will be bound to the character, but you won't have to worry about moving the enchantments via the bank all of the time. But it can be the best if you want to preserve their value, because as soon as you upgrade, let's say something that's bound, you're just sinking all the materials into it and can never get anything off it. The outcome will always be bound if the thing you're upgrading is bound in the first place. Just be careful of that. And so this is a lot of value with like 3 epic enchantments. You're looking at like over 2 million for each of them. It will depend on the type of enchantment as well. If you look at the particular ones, yeah, they're all like nearly 2.5 million. So if you include the price of like the blue ones, including this blue combat enchantment and also the blue bonus enchantment, which I recommend taking like movement speed there. And then we also need a slot in the companion enchantment. You're already looking at about 12 million worth of just these enchantments. And you're now up to like 44.5 thousand item level. That's a pretty big boost up of over 10,000 just from these enchantments, which again, you're going to spend over 12 million to get. The issue arises is the decision of whether you just want to get new ones which are unbound or upgrade these and be stuck with them bound, because you'll never get your value back. If you're getting new unbound ones, then it was kind of pointless getting these in the first place. But from there we have the companion gear. This gives us 1,300 item level stuff, which is all right. Mix of offense and defense. You'll slot it in here and that'll give you a decent boost. We can see up to 48,000 item level. So the last bit will come from these 3 colors which they've given us, and you're going to put them in the mount section next to these 3 mounts. They are not worth an awful lot at all. I would recommend go with the encounter power damage one, particularly if you're a damage dealer. Then also get the crit severity one, wayfaring down here, the barbed one, and then lastly it's going to depend. If you're a healer, make sure you're getting the outgoing healing one. If you're a tank, you could get the stamina regen one, and otherwise I would just go with the movement speed unified one. And that's it. You have the 3 colors, and there you can see the pack has indeed got you to 50,000 item level. That is everything. Ultimately, the only real thing of value from this pack is the enchantments, which you get about 12 million worth, at least on PC. The artifacts, I can't really put much of a price tag on these, but if I were to, it would probably be nearly 3 million, to be honest. Just to get them to legendary is about 500,000, and then it's like 1 million to get to mythic. And then for all the insignias they gave you, that's 15 epic ones, they nearly cost 50,000 each, and 5 legendary ones, which cost nearly 250,000 each. So they gave you about 2 million worth of just insignias. The collars, we won't really count those, but it's like 30,000 astral diamonds to 60,000 astral diamonds, so not much. As for the companions and mounts, well, legendary pseudo dragon, you can't really get it on legendary, but it's already worth over 1 million just on epic there. but I can't really rate these all too highly, as you can get alternatives that are going to be account wide, and it will depend on what role and class you are or whether these are actually any use to you. Same with the mounts here, the bonuses, like there's not a lot of useful ones here. You can run with tunnel vision, then your item level is under 50,000, but it is what you want for a damage dealer. Accuracy is fine for a DPS, but not that great for a tank or a healer, so I wouldn't put much of a price on those. So ultimately, as a whole, the pack will net you about 17 million worth of astral diamonds of useful things in terms of enchantments, artifacts and insignias. More than that if you really want to consider each individual mount and companion and potentially the cost to get some of this gear, at least the time invested to get that high item level stuff. 50,000 item level, you'll be able to do all your random queues, you'll be able to access the majority of your campaigns. The only one you'll not be able to get into is Men's Brands and Demon Weapons and Light of Xeraxis, although Light of Xeraxis is still under access at any time, so make sure you unlock that, jump in there, at least get the quest, and you'll be able to come back anytime even when this goes away, regardless of your item level. So you basically unlock all the content in the game aside from potentially 3 campaigns. It's currently only 2. You'll be able to go into your Reaper's Challenge. That's 50,000 item level. That's very good, but you won't be able to get into, let's say, Master Dungeons or Master Trials, because those you'll want a much more finely tuned build to be able to actually effectively play in those, and you'll probably need practice on your character too. So yes, ultimately the pack is very well worth the amount that they're selling it at. Again, the problem is all the stuff is bound. You basically lose all the value. Other than the insignias, you can convert them all to dust. Enchantments are pretty much worthless unless you do upgrade them, and when you upgrade them, then yes, you can get them to mythic and you can go and transfer them in and then get them on all your characters account wide. Still recommend doing it if you play a lot of characters, but as a newer player you probably won't. And you do still have the opportunity though to transfer these enchantments to other characters if you do want to play a different character, so they do retain their value in the usable case for yourself, just not selling them. So hopefully this was somewhat insightful to you guys, and we'll see you guys around. Goodbye for now.